red lights from the line. 29 laps of racing and the Canadian Grand Prix is underway as Thax moves into the lead of the race, followed by Dungeon Fanatics. It's the Alpine and the Ferrari up into turn one. We've got cars going wide. That's Thax's teammate back there off into the sand. Crack Dev making his appearance all the way up into the top three. Y-Side trailing a distant fourth, fighting now with Matt 3, Pedro, Steve, and the rest of the likes. Dungeon looks like is ahead through sector one, according to the game. No, it's going to be Thax as well, still up front. But now Y-Side completely in the mix. Maybe Thax losing a bit of time off of the line now. The two Ferraris in the Alpine already starting to open up a little bit of a gap. Look at the rotation for these drivers. And remember, now the ERS glitch has been fixed. They've got to be tactical with their deployments now. And of course, that's resulted in the order being a bit different compared to what we're used to seeing, as on lap one now, it actually matters a little bit what you can do with it, as the ERS glitch no longer works. All the cars, of course, going very wide past the start-finish line. These aren't the 25 cars, ladies and gentlemen. You can still go off the track. Dungeon Fanatics into the lead. Now Y-Side still giving him a challenge, and Thax has fallen back by about half a second. You can see now HVSK in the Aston Martin with great pace, and Crack Dev as well, still easily in range to make something happen, barring any sort of mistake. Now Y-Side extending the gap out front. There was an error for Dungeon. Looks like a 3-second slowdown. He'd like to win the race, of course, and Sot right now and Dungeon both at a big disadvantage. He's coming into the pits now, and we'll see what tire he decides to put on here after 9 laps only on the mediums. So it's a 2-stopper, mandatory. Beast Bull is going to move into the lead. Crack Dev follows, 2 seconds behind, and the Ferraris are in the pits. Y-Side came out onto the mediums again, and now Thax has decided to go onto the, I believe, soft tires. Yes, he has. So a change up in strategy for the two Ferraris, who, of course, are more akin to Hamilton versus Leclerc. They're allowed to race. No team orders here, and we'll see what it results in towards the end of the second stint now. Which driver is going to be ahead in their strategy? Steve sitting P3 now, so the Aston Martin making an appearance upstairs in the top 3. Thax falls to P6. Y-Side is going to launch himself up to P2, so maybe an error for Thax coming out of the pits there. I'm not too sure. Looks like there wasn't, but he is much further behind. Yep, he just lost another half second at some point, but he's still very much there. The order changes now. Beastival comes into the pits, now leaving it. And he's gone for the soft tires as well. As it stands, one car has DNF'd. And the field spread is almost half a minute between all these drivers, as Yatniel having a very bad day, sitting P16. He had a slowdown in 2, maybe. And I'm also assuming he boxed. I don't think he would lose 17 seconds without any obvious damage otherwise. Now Beastable sits 8 seconds back, so the two Ferraris have absolutely cleared here. Pedro putting pressure on Beastable now. That's the Alpine driver. Beastable under pressure from the McLaren driver, fighting for that final podium spot as Dungeon trailing a bit further behind. The Alpines looking to work as a pack, cough Apex GP to block out that podium position. And now you're coming to about half race distance, and Y-Side back in the lead of this race as Thax was marginally ahead around the lap. Now as you cross the line, 2.5 tenths, a quarter of a second. Y-Side looking to make the longer run happen with these mediums. Now Thax, again, has to pull ahead here while he's got the fresher rubber, but now You're about 5 laps out from when you boxed. You've really got to make it count now. They boxed coming on to the start of lap 10. Ooh, that was a slowdown. That is not optimal. Neil and Hyper having a battle for last place. They're side by side. What an engagement! The mediums and the softs, both drivers battling to the best of their ability for sure, as they're 45 seconds down to the leaders. But what an engagement, lads. Oh, they're trading blows. I think Yatniel is going to be ahead in the P15. What a battle. No, bro. He fell all the way down from my side, and I don't know if he pitted after that, but he's 18 seconds down. I mean, I hope so, because now, if you're 18 seconds down and he hasn't pitted, he cannot pit anyway, but I think he probably did. The strategy has worked out perfectly for him because he'll have the freshest sauce coming to the end of this race. Beastable sits P2. Sought now making an appearance in the top 3 for all the crap I was giving him. He's still in the top 3, and in fact, he's left Dungeon in the dust. He has left Dungeon at the Adoption Center. Dungeon is running P7 right now behind Pedro. Steve has somehow got the Aston Martin up into P5, but he may be yet to box, so I'm not too sure about that one. Fax as well. Oh my goodness gracious, he's fallen 18 seconds behind, and he's already up to P4 at least, so he's making a good recovery now. 17.2, so yeah, he's on fresh tires. YSi's got to come in. Here he is. Fresh sauce for YSi. Beast balloon, yep. Okay. Fastest lap set from Fax, 1 minute, 0.749. Good pace from the Ferrari driver. He's got his work cut out for him, as he will be tasked with catching YSi over the next 21 laps, although his tires are older and I don't think he can do it. Marginally higher limit of grip through those technical corners, as YSi sets the fastest lap with 1 minute, 0.568. Right in between the two funniest numbers of all time, of course. And coming to the line now, Beastful ahead of Pedro into lap 23. So he makes the overtake stick. Sod and Dungeon continuing to fight behind for that final top 5 spot. Sod goes very wide. It's got to be an invalidation for him, but he holds on to his position for now. Dungeon Fanatics is trailing. He had the wing open coming down the hill, so he's pretty close. And there's BR Master rounding out the top 10 for you, as the rest of the cars are another 6 seconds behind. BR Master just kind of chilling by himself in P10, really. Is the battle of mid still going on? Yep. Yatniel has lost out on P15. This is a tragic day, as Hyper has moved up to P15. Yatniel's just, oh my god, Yatniel, what did we do? Gets the wing open. Pedro and Beast do not. They're all bunched up now, coming out of the chicane, prioritizing the exodus. Dungeon Fanatics trailing his teammate out ahead of him. Now you're praying that Winford doesn't screw you over, as there's a little bit of airtime in the rear right there for Beastable through that corner. On your way through Sector 2, through the elevation changes, and Beastable's got one more lap to hold on to that final podium position. But he is under all the pressure right now, as the Pinkmobile and the Papaya continue to hound him right now, as they start to catch lap traffic. That is, of course, actually, I don't know what drivers those are, but of course, onto lap 29, YSi has dominated this race. He's caught all the way up now to Cookie Trooper in P12. So he's lapped a handful of cars. YSi is going to lead to the line, it looks like, and he is going to win the Canadian Grand Prix. That is going to be incredibly helpful for his chances to lock out the championship at the end of this season, as Thax just not enough to mount would have been an outstanding comeback. He falls to his teammate around the circuit, and the winning streak is broken and handed back to the Swedish driver. Now the battle for P3 continues as Dungeon and Pedro, Beastival's out of the picture. It's Dungeon and Pedro to the line, out of the final corner. Dungeon and Pedro, who's it gonna be? It's Dungeon Fanatics. He does it. He's able to get P3. He's still in the championship picture. At the line, separated by less than 2/10. So, A for effort from Dungeon Fanatics. He's not able to catch the Ferraris. He's 17 seconds down to the leader, and he's still got third position. Pedro's gonna have to go home with P4, and Beastival looks like picked up a slowdown on the last lap. That is tragic for him.